It's a joke. We could never rule together. Well, one step at a time. I've got to deal with the Georgians first. Just need to make my claim, though. There's no need for me to immediately attack them, even though the time is ripe. Why would Tuniz want access? Not happening. I hope the French are able to get through here, given all the everything that's going on. The Ottomans are very confused. This could work for me. Look at that. Look at the sheer number of Lithuanians it takes to take down Moldavia. Now, it might be working against me that Moldavia is involved in this war, because they might end up quite a bit smaller. Hopefully they don't, but Poland wants that land. Uh-oh. Well, that could be particularly bad news for me. All these bloomin' guarantees. Yeah, alright, let's focus on what we can actually do. Georgia's going down next. Hungarian relations are still good. I need to make sure I reinstitute my marriages once everything's burned off here. If it's not a co-belligerent, it won't be annexed. It won't be annexed, sure, but I will probably lose a bit of strength here in Moldavia. Who beat back a tiny division of Poles just to watch Bessarabia get nuked. It's better that they don't take more of that land. Kill Muscovy. Release something out of Muscovy so I can eat it. AI doesn't like to release nations that much, sadly. Uh-oh. If you're about to pop, then if there's anything I was going to do diplomatically, now is the time. Ha! Shirvan would take the alliance. Lithuania. Oh, Poland is actually pretty close to a marriage. I mean, they won't be once this happens, but still. That's worth keeping in mind. I'm not that far from getting a PLC alliance in the grand scheme of things. Minus 74 might seem absurd, but it could happen. Because, yeah, my Ottoman threat is real. And you don't hate Hungary. Hungary hates you, sure, but I'm sure I can mediate between the two. Alright, but we'll take it for what it's worth. We have finally freed up that diplomat. Isn't Denmark also over with Muscovy? Yes, partition of Muscovy by Denmark and Poland. How the turns have tabled. Yes, they have, Alteran, and I need to pick the scraps off the table whilst I can. Right, first off, I'm stating up this land. Second off, it's pretty garbage, but I'm probably going to state that as well because I'm so low on places that I can actually do. Serbia is still a... I didn't state you up, did I? Should I, though? I think I will. There are always states to be had down the line. It's also an opportunity to, again, shove down some clergy and make the most money out of this that I can. Then again, the autonomy is going to be pretty low on these down the line. Maybe I'd be better off not doing that and instead put them over in land that has high autonomy. You get a lot. It's kind of tempting to shove the burghers over there just so they have some actual influence. I don't like doing that, but I probably will. But I really don't like doing that. So I won't. Would allow me to punch them for dosh more often. That's the wrong one. That said, I would still quite like that. I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to take the 100 and be happy with it. And the burghers could definitely contribute more to the coffers. I'm thinking, that would give him 20%. Could give him, nah, screw the burghers. Just give me money and sod off. Otherwise, probably all of this should go to the clergy so I can make the most money out of it. I'll even use the macro builder for it. He's thinking. There it is. It'd be really funny if I was using the wrong guys here. But Jake, why are you surrendering all your land to the clergy, you may ask? Because the clergy ignore the autonomy effect on taxation, so instead of getting 40% of the tax, I am getting 100% of the tax. And that doubles down with things like non-accepted culture, so I definitely want all the dosh I can get out of that. Because money's been hard for me, very hard. The reduce unrest thing would get rid of the Serbian revolts. It's not really going to happen. That unrest will go away fast enough, and even if it doesn't, I will pay these guys to get rid of that unrest. Okay. I should strongly consider going for that Polish alliance. It's a big investment, but I'm willing to make it. Since when did I move the whole screen here? It's looking a bit far down. There we go. Is Muscovy in 3,000 debt yet? It's a shame because it doesn't mean they open up... Well, yeah, I could probably attack Moldavia without Muscovy getting involved, but I'd have to best CB it, and it would put me in a big threatening position with Poland. Still, I will improve relations with the Poles, and hope to God I get something out of it. How much over your force limit are you, Jake? I am 2 over my force limit. That's not costing me the biggest load of money in the world. I could even reduce autonomy, and it wouldn't hurt me. But that's a big investment, and I'd rather not. I'll kill off one of these guys, but I will keep one extra, because as autonomy goes down, my force limit will go up. It's enough to save decent dosh, at least, and I keep my chest puffed out in the face of adversity. Could you attack Nagai, that is glorious Soviet land they hold? No. Maybe when I hit Miltech 9 over their 7, but they still have alliance with Ak-Kiyunlu and Uzbek. Ak-Kiyunlu, they're not big, but they're scary. And Uzbek are big and scary. Look at the size of these guys. Then again, they're under siege, aren't they? Let's get a diplomat free. That always helps open up our eyes. I have trouble telling where Jake ends and QQ begins. Yeah, the sharing of color isn't very nice. Gonna have to do something about that. Oh, hold on, that isn't on Muscovy, that's on Georgia. Even the Georgians are making their plans. Karakyunlu. The Ottomans have been stuck there for ages. I really hope that... uh-oh. Hungary's getting invaded by Castilians. How are you doing there? Oh, let's not look at that. I could offer up France military access so they have a better chance of getting into the Ottomans, and I will as soon as I can, friends, I swear. Alright, that's got what we got. We've got the claim on Georgia. You're coming back. 1 is fine. If the Ottomans don't want it, then I give it to the French. Hopefully they just come flooding into the Ottomans now and curb stomp them. But it's more likely that the Ottomans enjoy the war score to get Azov and Zarba, and then I don't get jack out of it. Then again, if all these other guys get exhausted, I could certainly take a snack out of you. Crimea won't join in, but we've known that for a long time. Akilnu and Uzbek still would. Gutted. And again, Nagai hate my guts, so they will definitely join in war against Crimea. I could stop Muscovy from being angry against me. They lost their claim. No, they haven't lost their claims. Damn, where do I want to invest the most? Solution is to attack Muscovy, not placate them. I mean, I'm not looking for an alliance with them. I just don't want them killing me. Even if I attack them in their moment of incredible weakness. What if they went bankrupt, though? How about that? Muscovy still have an army that I could never dream of dealing with, 32,000, but if they went bankrupt... They won't go bankrupt with only 7 loans, but... Hang on, they beat the Danes. Now it's just full-on PLC versus Moss. Damn that Dr. Fred. Still, Muscovy itself has fallen. I think it's good to be prepared. Let's make a claim on them. Oh, France versus Ottomans. Who's the good money on? The French surely have a land by now. They do. But the Ottomans are the Ottomans. Oh, okay, well. Poor French. Even with 6 shock, they couldn't be spared. The Knights will cede Malta to Tunis. Do the Knights even exist anymore then? Probably not. That might be good for making Tunis an enemy of others, but the whole world is falling apart here. That's your chance to kill the Tsar. Hold on, Muscovy likes me even more now. Oh, their claim's expired. I mean, I could placate them, but I'm not going to. Well, placation is still actually a good idea, so that they don't try to kill me down the line, but I'm trying to go for the PLC. Ottomans. Oh, dear God. Well, they're still allied with the Muscovites, but at least their most expensive province is there. This changes everything, changes nothing. Well, that's 50 war score that I can sell out to the Ottomans. That means the rest has to come from Hungary. And that truce doesn't last forever. It only lasts another 7 years. God, nobody wants to be my friend. Barely anybody wants to marry me. Do I have the ability to walk over here? Not really, but I could take a boat and it would only take 4 journeys. And I'm more likely to have a fight over there than back there. Still though, I have the money and what it takes, so I want more cogs. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's only a 3 job. Why would I want to be over here anyway? Georgia. Need to attack Georgia. My boats can keep Cyprus at bay. Although it's outside of my supply ship range. Yeah, it is. Calm down there, Bogdan. Yes, 7 boats. You guys are eating attrition there. Alright, let's just get you over here. Anatomical theatre. I'm actually not doing too shabby on my innovativeness, I believe. 7. I would like more of it. But my prestige is just dying constantly. And Bosnia won't like me for 10 years. The Bosnia area, I've had that under wraps for ages. They can be unhappy. Divide them up. Bosnia, rather Poland doesn't want my land. Good. France are no longer involved in the war, or they don't want the excess? Why would they do this kind of thing? Let's bring you back and reassess the Genoese situation. France would join, but only barely. Probably not worth that kind of protracted warfare just for Azov, even though I really want Azov. There's no guarantee that the Ottomans won't just take both anyway. In fact, they almost certainly will. Mill 9 is possible, Jake. Mill 9 is very good. I can also be one of the first to it, so let's take it while we can, despite its incredible expense. Sure would be nice to have an advisor to pump up those points, especially since this guy's not looking too hot on Mill. Force limit, morale. Take the morale. Dip rep would be nice as well, but god, you're old. I wonder if tax guy would actually pay for himself at this point. He'd give me like 0.6 ducats. So he'd half pay for himself, that's good enough. didn't work out at that because of additive things, but so what. Let's get that pike infantry on the go. Serbia sent Hungary an insult. Good job, but you're still guaranteed. Still allied with Wallachia. Harumph. Jake allied France? No, I did not. The reason we see inside France is because Hungarians are in there. I wonder if Hungary would still defend me. They've been run ragged for a while. But their own lands have not been attacked, and their army looks very alive right now. It would kind of suck if you took all of this for Litauen, but you won't. Alright. You already took a fair share out of these guys. Damn it, that delicious Orthodox land. And that puts Hungary very much at odds with you. I don't need that legitimacy. We'll get the Patriarch Authority while we're at it. PLC only have 10 war score here. That's kind of frightening. I need a decisive victory on PLC and for them to want to ally me. And I want a pony while I'm at it, but let's try at least. DipRep is bringing this down by 10, which is way too much. I need it up by 10 and then some. PLC will lose. They will always lose. I mean, they'll lose when I decide they need to lose, but until then, I need Muscovy to get hammered. They like me a bit more, which is good. They probably... Oh, then they want the marriage. Interesting. But as long as Muscovy are drowning in debt, I can't really put them to use. And they now have 9 loans. If I had a free diplomat, I'd put that in numbers. Is there a way to make Lithuania fall apart? The land could become independent. Yeah, if I had independent Orthodox countries, that'd be great. I would chew my way through them. But we do not have that, so I just gotta kind of sit put until... Well, I'm still gonna take down Georgia. That's still the plan. I just want my army in place for it. Looks like they're sailing over as we speak, so let's get them paid for and crush Georgia. Any chance Poland would buy your troops? Probably. I'd offer them up for free if need be. But right now, only Aragon and Florence want them. Shirvan have decided that insulting me is the way forward. It's an unorthodox method, but who am I to question that? Also, Georgia, are you sure you want to drill on my border? He seems relatively sure. That's fine by me. I don't want to risk the life of my heir apparent here. In fact, I'd like him to die. Alright. Should just declare the war while I can. Just grab some land while I'm at it. You're here, so I would like 2 of you here and 2 of you here to make sure that Cyprus and Georgia are up to good, not up to no good. Georgia still have no boats. Cyprus, an island nation, still have no boats. When and as whom did he start as? I missed it. My bad, says build galleys. I'm not building galleys. We started as Montenegro in 1444, and we're still Montenegro, and we will remain Montenegro. Truce, excuse me? Damn, I guess that's why he's feeling safe about drilling. Yeah, I forgot I delayed too much on blowing them off as an ally. Lucky you. Crusade against Tunis, because those are so useful right now. Shivan or Nagai. I know Nagai is normally an easy one to beat around, but let's get some numbers on Nagai, shall we? Nagai have 21,000. They can field 28,000 or more with 40k manpower. They're also allied with Uzbek and Akyunlu. We can ignore Crimea. Uzbek, of course, enjoy 32,000. Decent force limit. And I'll just let your imagination run wild on a Akyunlu who couldn't even take Hasankaifa. But they're 2 techs behind. Okay. Good for me. Let's get all of our boats together here. And I still want another boat. 8 is a better number. 9 would be even better since I have 18 going. I got the limit for it, so we'll build a couple more. Jake, if Hungary can come in on the Crimea War, you could beat around Nagai. Possibly, but Hungary won't get involved in that war. Well, I'll give him favours, but not enough. I've also lost my favours with Muscovy, sadly. There's a lot of sadly going on here. My religious disunity is outrageous. Is Jake going to accept any cultures? It would probably be a good idea for me to accept, but they're just so garbage. I don't want Circassian with their 4 provinces. Something that would probably be good is like Astrakhani or Mashar or Crimean if I take over more of that, but otherwise we make do with Serbian. We can get better numbers right here. I'm not willing to spend the 99 power on those. No way, no how. Time to defriend PLC. I'm working on it. It's a lot to work through. I'd need to get rid of my diplomatic reputation malice, though. I'm not going to get enough. Another 30 here will bring me up to like plus 22 or so. Then I would need to have a diplomatic reputation guy. Gods, you're still expensive. But you are plus 2. Even then, I'd still need to get rid of that unless I got something else that amazingly gave me dip rep. I was strongly considering taking diplomatic ideas, and if I had, would be up to here. Instead, I took these ideas, which the absolutism will help me down the line. The autonomy is helping me right now. I want that extra nobility, extra diplomat rather. Right, I'm going to shift over to Mill. Mill is important to me. Austria hate me. Let's not have Austria hate me. Let's have Kosovo. Goods produced in Kosovo? What an event. Thank you kindly. Shame about the unrest, but if it means goods produced, then I want it. I should probably consider ploughing my my dip into upping you. Oh right, I can't keep defensiveness. It's no longer so cheap to have. But I will... Yeah, let's bring it up a bit. Bring up that income. .1 absolutism never helped anyone. Can't see how it'll help Jake. It's one every decade. Ferrara gives Ottomans money. The Ottomans are cleaning up here. And I doubt France is going to want to stay in that war for too much longer. I know you don't like me, Muscovy, but I'm laying a claim on you just in case you start falling apart. Again, it's on more garbage, Sunni, wrong culture land, but you gotta start somewhere, eh? Interesting. Hungary would help me out. Unless Muscovy went bankrupt, there's no way in heavens that I'd be going for that, though. And I can't take Crimea, because Nagai hate me. Gizzy is an option, but that would bring in Nagai again. Allied with Kazan, and then there's Nagai. No thank you. When are you? 1503. Ugh, this disgusting Sunni land does me very little good. How did you snag Serbia? I attacked them whilst I was under attack by Ottomans. So I got around the Hungarian warning, the Wallachian alliance, and the Ottoman guarantee, all in one magnificent swoop. The war went terribly, though. They did the reach around and occupied here, preventing me from making better peace. But it worked out. It was a real squeeze. Decline of the Cossacks, too bad for them. Lithuania put a claim on Moldavia. I'm actually under threat if PLC fight for that claim. Muscovy are losing this war pretty bad, but I doubt that anything good's going to come out of it for me. It's hilarious that they've lost their capital, though. Very rare Uzbek Nagai hugbox. When it happens, it means super strong steppes. Yeah, we're enjoying strong steppes here. France still want to defend you. Not that I put a claim on you anyway. And again, that wouldn't really help unless I decided to sail over here and deal with that. Okay, well, I have a free diplomat, so I'm going to actually put a claim on the other Georgian province, so I'm not paying a diddly, and I'll have lower autonomy when I take it, 10% lower. Save dip, save dosh, save everything. We don't have any edicts going. Now, if you're really enjoying the EU4 streams, well, you'll be sad to know that next week Rune Factory 4 is released on the Nintendo Switch, and we're going to have streams of that dominating. And that is everything that's wrong. It's weeby, it's grindy, it's farming. But unfortunately, I'm in love with the game, so it's going to dominate. I think we'll still have EU4, but it's certainly going to eat the wildcard slots. Not the weebs, says Bogdan. I know. Betraying everything I've ever loved, but still, must be done. Doesn't sound wrong to me, says Max. Alright, I'm about capped on what I can do with Poland. And it's still not enough for that marriage. The Ottomans are still stuck here, but maybe it's me that's stuck with them. I want to have a quick glance at how Hungary are doing. I still need them to sell out if all goes Pete Tong. And all could well go Pete Tong. Best way to look at how an ally would do is scope up a declaration of war on one of their allies. Then we see that Hungary have a little war exhaustion, but otherwise are willing to jump in. Gotta remember that I have a big minus on this because of my diplomatic reputation. But it should be surmountable, not insurmountable. Whew. How Jake survived the eternal Turk. Turk's always after me, Tandy. I didn't survive, I just delayed the inevitable. He also integrated Ramazan, so that's no good news for me. Hey, I may have sold out my allies, but I could have gotten through that with minimal territorial losses otherwise. This song is so loud compared to the others. I'm tempted to remove it, but it's also quite iconic. There we go, we have the boats for half of our force. I think I'm gonna build an extra just in case we pump up a bit more, because we could well pump up a bit more in the future. Next year, Georgia are going down. March next year, no less. And I'm still eating that lack of dip rep for how much longer? What happened? Polish OK has been taken. It's kind of good. Puts Poland at very much odds with Muscovy. Sadly, they didn't take anything strategically important. It would have been better if they'd reached out and taken Ryazan. Or even gone for the fort at Novgorod. A bit of the pain with Muscovy is that once you get into his core, he can appear quite well fortified. That said, he never upgrades them, so down the line it can be useful. Alright, that is hideous for border gore, but look, I can't smack talk the PLC right now. I'm desperate to get in with them. It's almost a shame that he didn't take Voronezh for himself, because then I would have bordered him and we would have gotten rid of the very hard malice. But oh well. So as far as we go, and I can't get that without getting 2 more points of diplomatic reputation. You would give me 1. How would you get another point of dip rep in this? Usually I know all the ways to do such things. Trustworthy allies gives dip rep. I have Moldavia and I have Montenegro. Hang on, didn't I manage this? Yeah, I did. We have expanded. Let's get that extra everything in Zeta. Also gives development cost reduction. Should have done that before expanding on Kosovo. Harsh treatment cost reduction. Well, that next one's a way away.